From the Glen Cambell Museum in downtown Nashville, it's our host Keith Burns with the stories behind the songs.
Fishing. Of course it's going to be fishing. And I was doing a thing for ESPN here a while back over in Arkansas, and there were a bunch of soldiers, and they had gotten me a VIP cabin with this thing and everything, and there was a barbecue, and I was going to sing and stuff, and then they were going to video us fishing with these guys. Mm-hmm. And there was this, I'd met all the guys, and there was one guy sitting over there by himself by the fire, and I said, "What about that guy over there?" And he said, "Oh, that's Travis." And he said, "He's having a rough time." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Well, he was shot through the throat, and he doesn't talk very well at all." And he said he was awarded the Silver Star for bravery. He laid down in front of his men after he was shot 3 times, and he said, "Listen, I'm going to die anyway. You guys get behind me."
Wow. And
somehow he survived, but he didn't talk very well. And so I walked over to the fire where he was sitting, said, "So you're the famous Travis, huh?" And he said, "Excuse me, I don't talk very well." I said, "Well, hell, I don't talk very well either after a couple of beers, so come on, let's get drunk together and we'll both mumble." And so I had the producer set me up to stay with Travis in his cabin. And we ended up spending 3 days. We fished, and I fished with him the whole time. And when he was leaving, he was from Memphis, and when he was leaving on the bus, he started to get up on the bus, and he turned around and he grabbed me, and I said, "Travis," I gave him my phone number, my information. I said, "You call me anytime, dude." I said, "I don't care what time it is, anytime you need anything, you call me." And I said, "You're going to be all right. You know that. You're going to make it. You get through this." And he goes, "Yeah, Sam, I know. Because I've had my moments."
Oh, chills.
God. And I was glued to that,
Wow.
that moment. And when I replay it in my head just now, it gave me the shivers. Again, that kind of stuff you never forget, you know?
Man. That's
unbelievable. It really did rock my world, you know? And I think it's the coolest thing in the world that you and I mean, you've written great songs too, and lots of them, but the fact that we've been given a gift that can change the world.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, even if we just change that guy's world or that girl's world, it's something that, you know, you don't realize that, you know, I feel like we're overpaid circus clowns most of the time. You know, we get to live a pretty cool, funny life. But out of it, we also get to do some amazing stuff, you know?
Absolutely.
And those are the moments you live for, you know. That makes all of the times your song didn't get cut worth it.
Well, you know, and you've had those moments. And can we do me a favor and can you play that for our producer of the show right now and for the people out there? This is like him. This is one of my favorite songs ever.
Coming to the end of a long, long walk when a man crawled out of a cardboard box under the East Street Bridge. As I walked onto it, well, I went out halfway across, with that homeless shadow tagging along. So I dug for some change, wouldn't need it anyway. He took it looking just a bit ashamed. He said, "You know, I haven't always been this way. I've had my moments, days in the sun moments. I was second to none moments when I knew I'd done what I thought I couldn't do. Like that train ride coming home from the war in that summer when my son was born. Memories like a coat so warm the cold wind can't get through. You're looking at me now, you might not know it. I've had my moments. Well, I stood there trying to find my nerve, wondering if a single soul on earth would care at all, or miss me when I'm gone. That old man just stood hanging around. He was looking at me and looking down. Guess he recognized that look in my eyes. Oh, and standing with him there, I felt ashamed. I said, you know, I haven't always been this way. I've had my moments, days in the sun, moments I was second to none, moments when I knew I'd done what I thought I couldn't do. Like the day I walked away from the wine for a woman who became my wife in a love that, when it was mine, could always see me through. Looking at me now, you might not know it. I've had my moments. I know somewhere around a trash can fire tonight, that old man tells his story one more time. And he says, I've had my moments, days in the sun, moments I was second to none, moments when I knew I'd done what I thought I couldn't do. Like that cold night on the East Street Bridge when a young man almost ended it. I was right there, I wasn't scared a bit. I helped to pull him through. Looking at me now, you might not know it. I said, looking at me now, you might not know it. I've had my moments. I've had my moments.
Wow. What an amazing song.
Oh, thank you.
What an amazing song. I mean, you know, to be able to play that and just, you know, a couple of people here. We got our producer Raymond here and just, wow. And it's just listen to those words. It's like Dave Gibson was playing Ships That Don't Come In, and I'm listening to the words and I'm going, that's one of those, you know.
Oh, man, first time I heard Ships That Don't Come In, I drove off the road. I swear to God, I drove that last verse came on. I drove off the road. I've done that with two different songs, but that was one of them.
Well, what was the other one?
Did you ever remember a song? Do you ever remember a song? I can't remember who the artist was, but it was called "Turn the Wine Back into Water."
I'll tell you exactly who it was. It was T. Graham
T.
Brown.
Graham Brown. That song stunned me.
Yeah, that was well, and his vocal on it too.
I know his
did
performance.
He write that? Didn't he write that? Didn't T.
No,
Graham write that?
Jerry Salley and somebody else wrote. Or I think it was Jerry Salley and somebody else wrote it. Because I told them they were CSAC writers, and I told them, I said, you know, the only thing wrong with that song is my name's not on there with
not
you.
on it.
not on there with you.
We've had several like that. Well,
Such a great song.
well, you know.
But those two songs I drove off the road. Dave has that honor and distinction. He owes me for a new bumper too, by the way.
Dave, you owe him for Well, it was funny. The story you were telling me is when you and Dave were fishing. You said you got Dave here so you can get him out of the house and away from the wife. So that's pretty funny. But Nashville, we are a tight community. I mean,
yeah.
It's not as tight as I would say it was when you first got here. And you know, when would you say the tightness of the writers coming through the 80s, late 80s, 90s, or it just I mean, when you were writing these, like I'm gonna lead this. I'm leading this. I'm going somewhere.
Okay.
Here. When you went into this song, and the first time I heard this next song that I'm hoping you'll play for us, and for the people out there, I can remember listening to this song and going, boy, young Waylon would be he'd be proud of this one. And it was Going Through Hell.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sitting there listening to those lyrics, and when I first heard you write, and you wrote that song, I went, did the same guy write that? And it's the same with Dave. It's like, did the same guy that wrote Queen of Memphis write Daddy Never Was the Cadillac? It's just, how does it differentiate for you when you're writing a song like that compared to you going, which, like I said, Going Through Hell was this thumping, full on the floor, and then here's this song, which is obviously a lifetime song.
You know, it's crazy, but a lot of that, I have to attribute that to my co-writer.
Right.
You know, because Dave Berg wrote both of those songs with me, and one of the things about Berg is he's one of those guys that you hate. You love him, but you hate him. He can put his fingers anywhere on a guitar and anything, and it makes a chord.
Oh, gotcha.
He's one of those kind of guys.
One of those guys.
Or he can start playing a rhythm, and it's unique and unusual, and you just go, man, I'm either 3/4 or 4/4. You know what I mean? And he can do these really cool things.
Right.
And he's that guy.
Right.
And he's the one who came up with it. And he said, man, I heard this really cool thing. If you're going through hell, keep on going. I said, yeah, Winston Churchill said that. And he said, really? And I said, yeah, it was during World War II. A reporter asked him, what do you do if you're going through hell? And Winston Churchill turned to him with a cigar in his mouth, and he said, you just keep on going. And I said, he said, wouldn't that be a great idea for a song? And I said, there's an old Scottish toast, and it says, may you be in heaven 10 minutes before the devil knows you're gone. And I said, well, what if we added that to it? You know, and I said, if you're going through hell, keep on going. You know, you might get out before the devil even knows you're gone. And he goes, before the devil even knows you're there. And so that's how it happened. I mean, it was just that quick, and we wrote that whole song. It took us a while to get it, but Dave came up with that thumping. And I'm lost with melodies most of the time. You know, I fall back on. People say I've got 1,000 lyrics and 2 melodies.
But what a cool thing, man! When you're talking about, just the little thing of taking that rhyme scheme from instead of gone before the devil even knows you're gone to there.
To there.
Before the devil even knows you're
there. That was another
there.
Dave thing. Yeah.
It's so cool that then it opens up the avenue for your rhyme scheme to finish out that thought.
Yeah.
With such a different thing than just.
Dave is one of those kind of people. Dave Berg is one of those kind of people that he'd be a great guy for you to have on your side.
Sure,
if he'd come.
Sure.
If he'd come, he's such an introvert.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he really is. But he just eats music.
Well,
I mean, literally
though?
all the time. And those guys always amaze me because, that they come up with a new thing just every day.
Right.
They find something new in music.
Right.
And those kind of Rivers Rutherford is that way.
Oh, Rivers, yeah.
Rivers will come up with something new. He'll find something new in some obscure thing that somebody, and you go, hey, we could turn that into a whole song. He's that guy. Those guys.
Rivers is good. He's another one of those I like to call him Mac Davis guys that has no problem standing on stage and somebody yelling a title out and then making a song to it right there. Now, Rivers is one of those guys that does that, and
he can do it, and I've watched him do it many times. I mean, we've written a lot of things together. We wrote "Shut Up and Drive" together, and
that's such a cool song.
The song that
do you perform that, by the way? Do you sing it?
I do.